Hey guys, how you doing? It's Fernando here today, and I got another DSP video for you guys today. This one's gonna be a little different. I'm actually gonna come in defense of this guy. I know, weird. It's hard to defend DSP gaming with all the begging, all the asking for money, the crappy gameplay, the constant putting down games just because he's not good at them. I know it's not easy, but I will here because I think this is kind of messed up, and it shouldn't be happening because it could happen to any content creator, anybody who has a bone to pick with you, regardless of how you are. Like I can understand why DSP gaming gets his hate. I get that, but this is going a little too far, and this is kind of messed up. So let him tell you the story, and then I'll chime in, and I'll tell you why this is messed up in a minute.
So, let's talk. You all know what's going on with my internet. You all know by now there is a malicious employee at Comcast who was messing with my internet for months. It wasn't just a one-off thing. It was for months, okay? And it was, not to the point of just, oh, let's mess with his internet and reset his modem. They were actually messing with settings inside, which they shouldn't have ever touched. And they then went to the point this week on Monday, committing fraud, making payments in my name, and doing things that I did not authorize, okay? So the crap hit the fan this week. And as you know, Monday and Tuesday, my streams were fully disrupted by this malicious employee who kept resetting my modem and messing with my settings, right? So,
So that's pretty much what's going on. There's like his internet provider is Comcast, and apparently there's an employee there at Comcast who's a a very big detractor, a very big hater of DSP. Now I would understand why he doesn't like him. I mean, just the way he conducts his business is terrible. But there has to be a line where you have to draw where you get involved with him. Like if you work at Comcast, you're an internet provider. You know you're providing a service. If you don't like your job, you know what, just quit and stuff. But don't be messing around with customers, even if you don't like the customer in particular. This is not something you should be doing, especially messing with his internet service or doxing him because he has been going on forums and posting personal information of DSP, which I never condone. No matter how much you hated somebody, no matter how much you dislike someone, no matter how much of a shitty person they are, you shouldn't be doing stuff like that. That's just going. That makes you the shit person, all right? If you start doing stuff like that, that flips it on you. Now you're the guy that's an asshole, not DSP. And in this one instance, I will say. So this guy's been posting his personal information. He posted his address, posted his Comcast internet service account, and different things like that I'm not condone. And that's just wrong. And the only reason why I did it is because he doesn't like the guy. And I understand, like I said, I understand why he does it, but it does send a bad precedent for other content creators. Like if they find out like that you're like, for example, Pro has his own set of haters. You know, there are people that don't like the guy. No matter how nice you are, you're gonna get people that don't like you. Like it's gonna happen. Not you're not gonna make everybody love you. Somebody's gonna hate you for one reason or another, even if it doesn't make sense. They'll not like you for whatever reason. So like if like DHC, TJ, anybody like that, if they get somebody they don't like and they work in a position like Comcast or any other internet service provider that you know out there, and they can mess with your internet, that's not right. That's not cool. Or even if they have these stupid little programs where they could get your pull IP and then they can mess with your internet, that's also not right. That's happened to me a couple of times already, and I'm just a small guy. I'm 400 subs. I am nothing on YouTube right now. I'm a little itty bitty speck. These guys, they got many more followers and subscribers and stuff. They could get messed up, and that's not right. So this sets a dangerous precedent. So I could understand why DSP is upset in this case, and I would understand why he's upset, and I would understand. And this is not a reason to be hating on the guy, because none of us would want to go. Anybody who's a content creator, none of us would want to go for the crap that he's going through. So let's see. Let's let him continue to tell the story.
oh, I don't want to tell you the ins and outs of every single communication that I had with Comcast this week, but what I will say is no exaggeration. I was on the phone with Comcast 3 hours on Monday, probably for over an hour on Tuesday, probably. Let me think about Wednesday. Wednesday, I think I was only on the phone with them for maybe a half an hour. Yesterday, I was on the phone with them for about an hour. And this morning, I was on the phone with them right before this stream. In fact, if you're sitting here live and you're wondering, gee, why is Phil's podcast starting late today? That's exactly why. Because today, I actually got involved with someone at Comcast 5 days in who is going to handle this for me. And you might say, handle it for me. What do you mean they didn't do anything? No, 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 no. They have done good things. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give them credit where credit is due this morning for the things that they did actually fix for me already. Because basically the way I see it, my situation is a crazy, one-off, ridiculous circumstance that Comcast never foresaw would ever happen. Now, is that okay?
No, of course. And it's not okay. He's just about to say, is that okay? No, it's never okay for anybody to mess with your internet or your personal business or anything like that. All right? Regardless of how this guy's an asshole. And he is an asshole. He's a big ass asshole. He's a douche. But still, you shouldn't be messing with people's internet service. You shouldn't be messing with people's IPs. You shouldn't be messing with people's personal information. That's just wrong. That's doxing. That's wrong. And people have been canceled for stuff like that. So just because DSP is hated, just because DSP is an asshole, doesn't make it right, no matter who you are. So, and this could go to any content creator too. Just this could be like a random guy who just doesn't like me for whatever. Let me put me as an example. Let's say me and my 400 subs, I got one guy who just doesn't like me for whatever reason. Maybe he thinks I'm ugly. Maybe he thinks I'm a jerk. Whatever his reasoning would be. Let's say he works for I don't know. I forgot. I think AT&T is my internet provider. So let's say he's pissed with AT&T. And let's say he works for AT&T. I'm sorry. So let's say he works for AT&T. He finds out that I have internet with AT&T. He gets into my account. He switches stuff around. Like for example, DSP. They actually switched his internet name. It's funny, but it's wrong. They say that the DSP's a piggy or something like that. It's funny in context, but it's not right overall. He shouldn't mess with the internet. If that was the only thing he did, maybe I could find some humor in it. But unfortunately, he didn't stop there. DSP has 2 internet connection lines. I don't know why he would need 2. I only have 1. I can stream perfectly fine on 1 internet, and then still have my wife watch Netflix and my mother-in-law watch something on her phone that's also connected to the internet, and everything works fine. I don't know why he needs 2 internet connections. That's something for him to figure out. Maybe there's something we can save money there, but I've never had a problem with my connection. But anyway, let's say this guy finds out that I have an AT&T account. He gets into my account. He messes with my router. He stops my streams whenever he feels like it. That's not right. Even if you don't like me, that's not right. All right. Like I'm just trying to have fun. I'm not even monetized. I don't make money off of any of this shit. So if dude's just doing it just because he wants to get to me, that doesn't make sense. That means he has no life, really. To be honest with you. Like you could criticize me, you could make fun of me. I mean, I'm a grown man. I could take it. I have enough tough skin to realize when if somebody says something about me. I've had it all my life. I've been made fun of all my life. I was bullied when I was a kid too, so I know what it's like, and I could take it. But messing with someone's internet, getting personal information, and then posting it online, that's not okay. No matter how much you hate the guy, no matter how much you hate, like for example, if it was me. If you did that to me, there's nothing to justify you doing that to me. If no matter what you say, oh the guy's an asshole, oh the guy's a jerk, oh the guy says this, oh the guy says that. That doesn't matter. At the end of the day, doxing and messing with people's internet service and stuff like that is wrong. And doesn't matter how much you hate the guy. Let's continue.
Okay? No business should have a situation where you could have malicious things happening to one of your customers just because one of your employees doesn't like them. Because for every one of me, there could be someone out there who's doing it and it never gets reported. Like, why am I getting the attention now that I need to fix this? Likely because I'm an internet streamer who made a video and stream about it back on Tuesday. I feel like
no, I understand. I get why they did it to you. It just still doesn't justify the reasoning for doing it. But the reason they did it is because they don't like you and because you're an asshole and because you treat your fan base like money. You don't treat them as viewers. You don't treat them as fans. You treat them as a means to get money, a means of income, and that's not right either. But the fact that this guy did this stuff to you is much worse than whatever you're doing at the end of the day.
If I didn't do that, I probably wouldn't be having it handled at the level that I'm getting it handled. I would have just had a bunch of logs put into the system and everyone sitting on tickets and not actioning them, and my business would have continued to be interrupted and disturbed and messed up, right? Let's be honest. Not everyone is in the position I'm in, and that's not right. What's going to stop something like this from happening to someone? What if you just have, for example, what if you're just someone who someone doesn't like, right? Hell, it could be a next door. What if your next door neighbor works for your ISP and doesn't like you? Now they can look up your account, via basic information find your account and start attacking it. It's not right, right? If I'm, what I'm
Yeah, it makes sense. That's exactly what I said before. It makes sense. Anybody could that doesn't like you would like get on your personal information if they have that kind of access and mess with you, and it's just not right.
hoping is that with this situation, there's going to be awareness and a resolution from Comcast and hopefully even other ISPs that you can't give these employees unlimited power. You just can't, because you can't trust people. I'm sorry, I hate to say it. I've been on the short end of the stick of the human experience when it comes to people who just want to hurt people for no good reason.
No, wait, hold on. There, you can't say that, DSP. When you consider yourself the king of hate, you can't just say there's no good reason for people to do it. It doesn't excuse it. I'll give you that. It doesn't excuse why it's being done to you, but you can't just come on and online and say that there's no reason for them to do it. They have their reason. It's not a good reason. It doesn't excuse what they're doing, but the reason is because you're an asshole. And you don't, of course, you're not going to see that part of it because you never do anything wrong. DSP never does anything wrong. He's always right on everything he does. So come on, Phil. You know why they did it to you. Don't say that you have no idea why it happened to you.
So I know how malicious people can be just because they feel like they can get away with it, or they feel like a feeling of power or positivity. Oh, I hurt someone today, right? It's messed up. I don't know who this person is. I don't even want to know who this person is at Comcast who did this to me. I have no desire to know. I just want to do my normal business like I'm entitled to because I bought internet from an ISP. That's it. I don't want my personal information all over the internet because this idiot doxed it. I don't want all this messed up stuff happening to me in my business. This is ridiculous. So,
And of course, what DSP should do is file a lawsuit. Because if this employee doxed him, put his personal information out there, mess with his internet, and he can prove it, which he can because it's all out there, then he could sue Comcast. And he could probably get some good return out of it. Because all that stuff that happened was on the employee's watch, which the employee was hired by Comcast, acting on behalf of Comcast. So there's no reason for Comcast not to get sued. The only reason why I wouldn't see DHC suing Comcast is maybe if this is made up. Which there is an inkling to that, which I feel maybe because DSPs can be a habitual liar, and I could even with this stuff, I take with a little grain of salt, but I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, even though I shouldn't. But in this case, I could see this, I could see this not being a lie, just because Comcast can come back on him and sue him for defamation. Because this is bad. Like, he has 200 viewers. He has 200,000 subscribers. Comcast doesn't like people, even though he's not that big. They don't want streamers to go out there and say Comcast doxes you. Comcast gets your personal information out there. Comcast messes with your ISP. They don't want that. They don't want people saying that. That's defamation. So Comcast, if this is a lie by DHP, just to get attention, it is a possibility. But I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because it would be stupid. This would be a stupid idea by DSP, which again, I also see as possible because this guy's not the brightest guy ever. It could be a possibility. Comcast could sue his ass for defamation. And if that's the case, I would. But I think that this has an inkling of truth to it. Because of, like, the internet, he's been interrupted on the internet several times. His streams have been stopped several times because of it. Though you can barely tell because he has 2 internet lines. So it is a little hard to explain that you can still stream and beg for money without playing and then saying your internet's down. That is also there. That's why I also have an inkling of doubt. But like I said, it would be incredibly stupid of DSP to defame Comcast this way because they could just come back and sue him, and he could lose his house if he does. If this is happening, if this is what's going on. So I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt that he's not this level of stupid. We'll see because this is still playing out live. This is today. This is December 1st. So this is still playing out. So we'll see what happens. But if DSP is making this up, this could backfire on his ass big time. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because it is incredibly stupid for him to do something like this if it's a lie. Let's see what else he has to say.
I feel like the only reason that I'm getting the attention I'm getting now is because I'm a public figure on the internet. You've got tens of thousands of people who are aware of the situation, if not more. Now, I mean, it's been all over Twitter. It's been all over everywhere else.
Oh, okay, he's hyping himself now. He's not this big YouTube guy. He's all right size. I mean, he's okay. But let's not blow your ego out of proportion here. You probably are getting the attention now. It's because you've been complaining for 5 days. This didn't happen yesterday, and all of a sudden they're all Comcast has stepped off their feet and they're like, "Oh, let's take care of this." You've been complaining for 5 days, sir. This is not Comcast acting right away because you're a big time YouTuber. This is because you've been complaining for 5 days straight about what's going on. If you were a big time YouTuber, if you were like Mr. Beast or somebody like that, yeah, I can see them helping you out right away because that's a big time YouTuber. But you, sir, it took you 5 days to even get their attention. So calm down there. Calm your ego.
So, let us talk about what's going on. In a nutshell, after having talked to Comcast a bazillion times this week, here is the updates. You ready for this? Okay. Number one, I have a person actually at Comcast who is my direct point of contact who I can talk to at any time about this situation. Right now, if my internet goes down, I'm supposed to contact them immediately and they will get on it. Who else has ever had that kind of attention from Comcast? Probably zero people, right? But that's what I've got right now. I've got a direct point, a direct line to help, and I will get it right away because of this situation.
So if you had a direct line of help, why did it take you 5 days to get the help that you needed? That doesn't make sense, DSP. I think he's gonna start inflating his ego. I think, and this is where it's gonna start getting ridiculous. This is where it gets hard to defend DSP because now he's gonna talk that he's this big time YouTuber and he's getting all this attention from Comcast, and they're getting right on the problem and they're gonna fix his problem right away. It's been 5 days. You're no different than me. If I complained right now, it would also take me 5 days to get them to do anything I need them to do because that's the way companies are. Customer service is horrible. Pretty much any business, internet business is pretty much on par. I can see AT&T taking forever to answer me. So don't stop. I don't know why he wanted to hype himself up. Okay, let's continue. Let me hear this hype train. Let's see how ridiculous this gets.
Good. Right? That's a thumbs up. That's a number one. Number two, I have been notified, all right, that I will no longer have internet disruptions as a result of this employee. And that's all they could say legally. And I understand that. You know what I mean? They can't say anything else because, legal issues. But they've taken care of the problem.
Probably because either A, he got fired, or B, he quit. Which on the forums, he's been saying that he quit. So, who knows if it's even him. On the forums, there's several forums where there's been this guy that claims that's him. He did post personal information, so it might be. But, people just make up stuff at the end of the day. Who knows? But he said he quit. He could have gotten fired. Either way, looks like Comcast found out who it was, and they took care of it one way or another.
Okay? And that's all they can say on their end. All right? So, I should not have internet disruptions. If I do, then we have a problem. And essentially, there's a bigger problem than what they thought it was, and I need to tell them right away so they can get on it and figure out what's going on. So I'm supposed to feel confident today that my internet won't go out. Do I feel confident? Not really. But at the same time, I'm going to take their word for it that they actually took care of this problem because, again, if they won't even give me the details, that means obviously something went down here legally. And, so who knows? I mean, of course, we can all speculate. Were they fired? I would guess so. I don't think you want an employee like that working for you any further. Was anything else, going down? Maybe. Maybe not only were they terminated, but now they're going to look into it and actually have legal action because here's the thing. That's a crime. And not only can they have the evidence, they can report that to the authorities, but that's a liability for their company. They broke their company policy. When you get hired, you sign a contract that says you're not going to do that kind of stuff. And they broke that contract. There could be legal issues there as well, right? I'm not sure.
Well, that would be their problem. You shouldn't be worrying about whether they're gonna do with the employer or not. That's not your issue. What you need to worry about is just getting your service in line. And if you're even gonna trust Comcast from this point forward, you got a liaison from Comcast, but I would expect if I had the same problems that you did, if I had 5 days where I was struggling with internet, and then I find out that there's a guy, an employee from Comcast that's been messing with my internet for the last 5 days, I would also expect to have a liaison directly from Comcast talking to me because they don't want me to cut my internet service and go with somebody else. I would expect that. So I would also expect for you to be thinking, you know what, maybe I should switch internet providers because this is not acceptable. I don't know what you're gonna do. That's on you if you want to keep Comcast or not. That's your risk. But I wouldn't be trusting Comcast anymore if I were you. And this is the same reason why I'm saying I wouldn't be lying about this. Comcast is gonna see this kind of stuff. They're gonna see people's reaction to it. They're gonna be like, why would I trust Comcast as my internet service provider? And why would you if this is true? If an employee could just randomly, just because he doesn't like you, mess with your internet, dox you, and change your account as he pleases. That is a concern. So that's why I wouldn't think that DSP would be lying about it, because they could actually come back and sue you for defamation. But let's see. Like, it'll play out in the next couple of weeks if this is true or not.
Sure. Anyway, that's that. So hopefully that part of the equation is done. But that wasn't it. That wasn't the only problem. Remember, this person was committing identity theft. So I can also tell you, yes, Comcast has initiated the refund for the hundreds and hundreds of dollars that was fraudulently transferred out of my account without my permission. So that's on the way back. I mean, that takes time. That's not an overnight thing because there's, different institutions and financial institutions involved and everything is there, right?
Yeah, so apparently that guy also made payments on his behalf. Basically, he just paid his internet bill. I paid it ahead of time. It's not cool, and I wouldn't want people to be paying my bills on my own, like from my accounts and stuff, because that's messed up. They have access to the account. They could do more malicious stuff than just pay my bills. So he got lucky. That's all that happened. But if I was him, I'd spend this into like getting free internet service for a year or something like that. Because that's a major violation of privacy when somebody can go into your account, go into your credit card, and pay off bills. Even if they're doing you a service, it's not really a service because they're messing with your personal stuff, your personal bank account, your credit card, whatever he's using to pay. They're getting access to it, and if it was an even more malicious person, could do even worse things with that information.
So, the money is coming back. That's a good thing, right?
Of course, he's worried about the money.
There is tons of issues still lingering. My information was posted all over the internet. Stuff that should not be public on the internet. That should be private information, and that's a major problem. There's potential that identity theft is still happening and fraud is still being attempted, and it's probably not from that person, but it could be others. So essentially what has to happen is all my accounts now need to be constantly monitored for any kind of malicious activity. Is anyone impersonating me, trying to do things in my name? It's messed up.
Hold on. You've already had your personal information out there from your bank leaks from years ago. How you do not have credit monitoring at this point is beyond me. Like, you should have that already. This should not be something you should be thinking about now. You should have had this years ago. When he had his bankruptcy proceedings, this was 2000, I want to say 18, 19, I'm not sure exactly the year. So this dude went through bankruptcy. And he had to go through a hearing. He had to go do a bunch of stuff. For some reason, somebody got into his stuff and got into his bank statements and all that stuff and leaked it online. Messed up. I don't condone it at all. But if that already happened to you 5, 6, 7 years ago, whatever long time it was, why didn't you get credit monitoring then? It's been available for a long time. You should already have annual credit reports. You should already have some sort of credit monitoring protection. I have it. I have credit monitoring protection. It's not that expensive. It's like maybe $100 a year, something like that. It's worth it because if somebody messes with you, if somebody tries to get a credit card off your name or something like that, then you're notified right away. I've gotten several notifications where I open a credit card account and then I get an alert saying, "Hey, somebody opened a credit card account." No, it was me, and I have to verify that it's me. So I'm protected if somebody tries to do anything malicious like that. How do you, DSP, a guy who has this much hate on you, who has already gone through doxing and bank statements released publicly, and you've had this trouble before, how do you not have credit monitoring already? That just baffles me. Don't you think ahead, bro? I mean, come on. Protect your stuff. I mean, yeah, it's going to cost money, but you pull at least 6 figures a year with your begging, so you should be able to afford it. I mean, come on. dude, just stop pulling Hogan's and WWE champions. Stop with the gotcha games, and you'll have money for this stuff and more.
Again, it should never have come to this point, but it has because of essentially negligence. So, in that regard, this morning I submitted a ton of information to Comcast. All right, evidence of everything that happened in my modem back in October, everything that just happened in my modem this week, evidence that all my information in my account was changed by this employee and what exactly was changed, evidence of other things as well. I'm not going to go into massive detail about everything about it, but I just sent a ton of stuff. All right, so here's the deal. If everything goes according to plan, all right, hopefully I will not have any further interruptions whatsoever. And what I mean by that is hopefully everything will be going fine. I will not have any more internet going down, and I won't have to mention this publicly again. I never wanted to. Like I told you guys on Tuesday when I did the giant stream about it, I didn't want to have it come to that. I just wanted to have it handled behind the scenes and fixed, and it wasn't happening. That's why I had to take it public. And when I did, all of a sudden, the tone changed. All of a sudden now, oh crap, we got to fix it.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to stop it there. So, the only reason why he made it public wasn't because it was going to get taken care of either way, because this is a major issue. The reason why he brought it public is because he wanted to use it to beg for money. Come on. There's only up to a certain point I could defend you, DSP, and this is where I cut you off. Dude, you mentioned this publicly because you get pity bucks off this stuff. You do it for everything. You did it when you were sick. You did it when the internet first cut out. And you this is your MO. Something happens to you, and you use it for pity bucks. Oh, let's not forget about the day you got robbed and your 10-cent bags got stolen, and you got money off of that. And you didn't hype that up at all, didn't you? You didn't make a community post saying, "Oh, I got robbed," and then the next day you show up, "Oh, it was my bags. Give me money." Come on. So let's cut that there. Let me give you some advice, just like I did on the last video. I'm going to give you some advice on what you should do. First of all, you should get that guy that's representing you with Comcast. Get him and get him to get you free internet for as long as you want. You know, because of all the stuff that's going on, the doxing, the messing with your accounts, all that stuff. Get as much from Comcast as you can as a service, and then go talk to a lawyer and sue them anyway, so you can get even more. All right, that's what I would do, because them as a company, if all this is true, if this employee doxes you, if this employee messed with your account, this employee represents Comcast. So anything that he did, it's on it's Comcast's fault basically, because they're the ones that hired him, they're the ones that vetted him, that's their employee. He's a representative of Comcast, and if he messed with you, then Comcast technically messed with you. So get as much as you can out of Comcast, sue their ass, and then get even more. That's what you should do. That's what you should be worried about. Hopefully, off stream, this is what you're doing. I know you might not want to talk about it. You shouldn't. You should just go to a lawyer and discuss this with them and see how much you can squeeze out of them. That's what you really should do. You shouldn't be giving Comcast all this information. You should be giving this to your lawyer and letting your lawyer deal with it. And then letting the lawyer get you as much as he can. Because, yeah, like I said, if this is a big deal, if all this truly happened, you have a major lawsuit on your hands, and you could get some of this sweet money that you've been begging for years from Comcast. Not from your dents, not from your supporters. You could get this from Comcast if you play your cards right. Who knows if you will, because you're not the brightest guy in the world. You might just settle for free internet for a year and be like, all right, cool, that's it. No, you could definitely sue these guys, get tons of money. You could probably you'll get your credit. They should be paying for your credit reports. They should be paying for your credit reports for life, actually. You should be doing that. They should be giving you internet service probably for life, considering too. And you should be getting a monetary dispensation. That is if you play your card right and if you go to a competent lawyer. But I don't know if you're going to go to a competent lawyer, if you're going to go to any lawyer, because you don't want to spend any money, even though you'll probably get a lot more back. So, like I said, this guy's not the brightest guy in the world. I don't trust that he'll do the smartest thing in the world. I'm pretty sure he'll just settle for free internet and call it a day. That's what I see him doing. I would not. I would sue the pants off of Comcast. And we'll see. Like I said, there is a side of me that thinks maybe he's just making this up for pity bucks. So, and if that's true, Comcast should come back and sue him for defamation. So we'll see how it plays out. He might not. If it goes south on him, he might never talk about this again. And we'll probably find out this is from the news and stuff like that. But we'll see how it goes. This is just still going on. It's probably gonna take a while because lawsuits like this, stuff like this happening, it could take years before we find out what really happened. So we'll just leave it at that. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you appreciate this. And like I said, for once in my life, I'll defend DSP on this thing about him getting doxxed. But of course, he has to turn it into a stupid argument about money and stuff at the end of the day. And yeah, he'll use this for the next couple of days to get pity money. He'll use this to beg. Oh, I didn't have internet. Oh, they messed with me. Oh, I'm depressed now because of how they messed with me. Oh, he did that already. I'm sorry. He did that yesterday or the day before, where he's depressed and because of what's going on with Comcast, and he doesn't want to work, but he's gonna pull ahead. He just wants your support. He wants that money. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. Take care. You guys have a good one. I'll see you on the next one.